going to have a look here at this knife, which is, this is my favorite knife of like any knife I own. It's also like, I don't know if it's the very first knife I've ever owned, but I've had it for like at least 30 years, well, probably more than 30 years, and it's survived for more than 30 years. And I wanted to show it here. I also got lucky, and in the last couple of years, I can't remember because it's been a couple of years, but I found another example of this knife. And this is just your, like, where I found it was at the surplus store. This was like in the probably the early mid 90s. I think I was like, I don't know, 11 or 12 or something when I got this knife, and I saw it there, and it was the first time I had ever seen anything that kind of resembled like a Rambo knife at the time, and so I had to have it. And it's just sort of like your typical like Bowie style knife, like it's a full size full tang bladed knife, and it's just your cheap Chinese knife. I have no idea the steel, like what it's made out of or anything, and it would have come in, I think it had like a white cardboard box, like one of those just like narrow cardboard boxes that just opens. It wasn't in any kind of like special packaging or anything. It was sort of like a you know, they just had a whole bunch of them. And well, one thing I found when after looking this up, this knife, trying to find another one over the years, I've never seen another jeweled knife like this. Jeweling, you see it on like bolt action rifles on the bolts, or like higher end firearms sometimes have jeweling, and sometimes metalwork has jeweling on it. But I actually, when I went to look for knives with jeweling to try and find this one, I couldn't really find too many that are like that. And I'll have a closer look at the knife. This is what it looks like now, and I say I've had it for over 30 years, and at one time I had actually spray painted this thing black, and then I removed the black paint, and you can see the like how rough it is on here. Like if it's all scratched up and like that, it's been used you know, quite extensively, and like it's from sharpening it. Like if I like a knife, and I'll actually sharpen it, and then, you know, like it just turns out like that. But some of the things, like over the years, the handle was broke, and so I wrapped it with electrical tape, and since it was broken and like it's all cracked underneath here, I just added this little, it's just a plastic skull, and I took a screw and I put it up right through the handle to put it on there, just because it looks kind of neat. And actually it's pretty nice for a pommel. It fits there perfect. And then the guard has come like quite loose, and well, there's remnants of the black paint on there still, and also it's got the bent. This is the one with the bent tip on it from throwing it at the wall, and it would just, you know, it eventually took a set like that, but it survived. Like you can see the blade and everything, it survived. And so this knife is just like, I think it's the best knife that I own. I mean, it's been around forever, and it's survived just about everything, especially when you figure when you're younger in that, if it survived all that abuse it took back then it's probably pretty good. But this here we'll look at is what it actually like how it would have come. I should show the sheath. This is actually something I kind of do and don't like about the knife. It fits the sheath like pretty good. It fits in there, and then the clasp is like it's not hard to clasp it. And for some reason I put a hole here. I don't know why exactly I put a hole. I think it was to fit on a belt properly, to space it or something. I can't really remember. But I don't like these. It's one of these things with these Chinese sheaths. Like, I don't like the thick ones, and then this one's thin, but it has this really rough leather in here, and it's really rough inside here, and so you get scratches all over your blades. Like, I mean, it doesn't really matter if you're using them in that, but if you wanted this thing to be a pristine, mint, nice knife, with this kind of sheath you couldn't. It's too like abrasive. It's really rough on the knives. But I thought I would just mention that. Like, I mean, it's functional. It's perfectly functional, and again, it's survived the clasp and everything. Sometimes these will rot out and pull off and everything, but it seems to be pretty good as a functional. Like, you see even how it's riveted together and that. Like, it's pretty functional, but I don't like how rough it is on the inside. So I'll have a look at the actual like what this would have looked like when it was basically new, because I think when I got this, it's hard to tell. Like, there's a little bit of scratching on here, but it's probably from the sheath, and it still got like remnants of the packing oil. Like, you could see it on the handle and everything. So I don't think the guy really used it. I think it was probably bought and it was used, maybe, I don't know, it was pulled out of there once or twice, because that stuff is still on there. When the oil and stuff, especially on these older knives, has been on there for a long time, it kind of embeds itself in the metal, and you really have to clean it up, which I might do at some time. But I wanted to show exactly how this thing looked, and you can see how nice the jewelling is on there. It's just unfortunate it's scratched on here. Actually, where it's scratched on there, maybe somebody didn't like China or something, and they scratched it out. But anyways, so here's the knife. It's a really nice looking blade. Like, you can see the guard, when it hasn't been painted over, actually is pretty nice too. And then that's what the handle originally would have looked like. And you can see the rivets there, and how the wood here, it's not like when they cheapen out and they put the tang through there, and you can see the tang, like the scales, like the scales aren't on there. It's actually fitted for the tang inside of this piece, which makes it a little higher quality. So that's what it looks like there. Pretty nice. And on this side here, it says stainless Olympia. There is other knives, I think, under the Olympia name, like they're, stuff, again, stuff you'd find at the surplus store type of thing. And it's got a really nice edge on it. So it's a very sharp knife, just right out of the box. And then mine, I've sharpened it like multiple times. But this one, I'm not positive. I think I broke the tip off of, when I was just wiping it down before the video, I caught the tip, and I think it broke the tip off. I couldn't find it in the rag, like I was using a rag, and it may have just made a noise or something when I clicked it. The tip may have broken off. If I put it there, you'll be able to see how the tip is gone. Which is why you really need to, when you get stuff like this, I mean knives and gear and things, you really have to test it out yourself. Like, what's true for one person might not be for another. It might be you could send them, like, if it's not a paid review, because people who do paid reviews, everything they review is super great. But even people who are like objective, or aren't doing paid reviews, like it could be two totally different experiences. One guy can have a good one guy can have a bad one, just like this. I mean, this knife here, I'm really not sure why or how that tip broke like that, but this one here has been, like, it has been literally thrown and, hit like significant, like barn wooden walls and stuff like that, and the tip is perfectly fine. Like, it's not it's not broken at all, but this one is. It's just kind of weird how that can be with what you think are basically two identical knives. I thought I would just mention that. It's kind of interesting when it comes to this surplus stuff. But yeah, this is my my favorite all-time knife. Really, there's nothing I can really call it. I just call it a Bowie knife. I mean, when I was a kid, it was a Rambo knife, and So yeah, this is my original that I've had for, I say, over 30 years, and then the other one I found recently. It was in the last couple years there, and it's just a really nice and a unique knife with the jeweling on it. And so yeah, I just wanted to show it here, and other than that, thank you for watching.